It wasn't long ago that I've done a video looking back at Windows Vista, but tonight we're going to be looking at a different version of Windows that didn't fare so well. Windows 8. No, not Windows 8.1. I'm talking about the original 2012 Windows 8. Windows 8 was released to a lot of criticism. Windows 8 was an operating system that made Windows Vista look fantastic. um, While Windows Vista had issues with drivers and sluggish performance, Vista had a relatively nice user interface. Windows 8 kind of flip side. Windows 8 was praised for its snappy performance, relatively mild requirements, I guess you can say, for its time. It ran pretty fast on a lot of different configurations. Very stable. However, the user interface was horrible because it was designed for for a touch screen, which majority of PCs never had. Yeah, they did release some laptops and and HP had some touch smart machines out with touch screens, but a good majority of the PCs out there did not have touch screens. And navigating Windows 8 by way of a mouse it can be confusing and give you a headache. Windows 8 rhymes with hate. So let's go ahead and start this machine up here and take a look at Windows 8. And of course, Windows 8 shares the same exact boot animation as Windows 10. We can look back at Windows 8 and consider it another generation of Windows Vista, because Windows 10, you can consider it another generation of Windows 7. It fixed a lot of the problems that came out in Windows 8. 8.1 was sort of the bridge of in between. And of course, with Windows 8, look what we get when we sign in. Ah, pretty. Not what many people were expecting to get when they log into their computers. This is probably the most common thing people want to do is as soon as they see what I call the kitty tiles, click on desktop. Or I always call this the kitty interface, the kid interface, and more like something you'll see. I always joke about this as something you would see like in a Fisher Price kind of toy or something. Yeah, there's a desktop. And of course, I got rid of all the pinned icons down here because I'm setting this machine up for future tech support scammer videos. Because we don't have a start button and we don't have any icons down here, tech support scammers might be a little confused navigating this operating system. Windows 8.1 was different because you had the start menu, well, not the start menu, but you had the start button, and you had some other things available. But this here is this, what do you do? And it's funny, a lot of people were going down here for start, and if you get your mouse just right there, you can get start. But of course, the correct way of doing it in Windows 8 was to mouse over here to the upper right, and there's your charms. You have search, share, start, devices, and settings, and you get your little clock and date and time right there on your screen as well. This is how you were supposed to go to start in Windows 8. Yeah, and of course you look at this and you're like, okay, what do I do? How do I go to all programs? And of course in Windows 8.1 they had a little down arrow which took you to all apps, but in Windows 8, it's like, what the heck do you do? You hit the right click. All apps. Bingo. Oh, there we go. Now, of course, this is a clean install, so there's not really much anything on here right now. Here you have your apps, which, this was the first time that modern apps were out there. Windows 8 introduced modern apps, and, back then, people did not like them at all. I mean, I'll demonstrate some apps here shortly, but, over here you have your list of programs, and now every folder, this is here is considered a folder. yeah, this let's see, for example. Well, let's get out of this for a moment, and like for example, now I have the Windows. I have the classic shell start menu here, but I can go to the Windows 10 start menu, and in Windows 10, they corrected this by giving you, the folders are collapsed by default, and then if you want to go into the folder, you would just, let's just say for example, Office 2013. You can expand and close the folders. Let's see in Windows 8. It's telling me updates are available. Let's see, get back full screen. Here we go. In Windows 8 and Windows 8.1, everything is expanded, and it's what was called the big old freaking mess. And I tell you, for the average user, seeing this would give you a headache. It's like going from Windows 7 to this is like really. Like, how do I get around this? Okay, let's go back. Then you can right click. This is the equivalent of swiping in from the bottom if you have a touch screen. This is what it's designed for. Everything was designed for touch first, and they had to make compromises to make a mouse work for this. And then go back to the main start screen. Let's say, for example, let's launch a random app. I'm just trying to think of something to launch here. How about photos? You see every app is full screen. The apps are full screen, unlike in Windows 10 where they are windowed. That was the biggest improvement I could do. This is back when OneDrive was still called SkyDrive. And here's another funny thing is, in Windows 8, it's like there's no definitive way to close out apps. A lot of people inadvertently exited the apps and not actually close them. I didn't actually close the app there. I just effectively minimized it. So, let's just say, for example, launch Maps. That's ugly right there. That is so ugly. The Windows 10 Maps app looks a whole lot better than that. Okay, this is the Maps app, and let's say, okay, I'm done with this. I'm going back to start. Oh, okay. Games. I'm just thinking of random things to launch. Back then, it was just called Xbox Games, and then Windows 10 is actually Xbox. So I'm going to exit this app. Get that out of the way. You have to put your mouse at the top of your screen, and you get the hand, and you click and drag all the way down to get out of apps. Now, if I point the mouse to the upper right, we get Charms. Point the mouse to the upper left, we get Open Apps. See, I see Maps is still open, but there's more than that. So you mouse it to the upper left, you get your most recent app that you had open, and then you can see you can barely see, I don't know if you can see in the video or not. If you'll see two different little spots there below the cursor where I have the cursor now. Oh, there we go. Oh, we still have desktop and photos open. Oh, right click, close, right click, close, right click, close. that's a shortcut to close out apps, I guess you can call it. Yeah, Windows 8 was just it was, as I mentioned, touch first. It was engineered to be easy to use with the touchscreen, but they forgot that most people were still using keyboards and mice to use their computers, not a touchscreen. You got to think about it. It's like back in 2012. Let's see, I'd say between 2010 and 2012, it really seemed like back then everything was just, companies were favoring to mobile first, tablets first, phones first. Oh, forget the PC. We're talking about tablets and phones. And tablets and phones were newer. Smartphones were newer at the time, and it's just like, oh, that's the future. The PC's history, and it's like, and people were like, oh, the PC is doomed. And Windows 8 sure didn't help. Windows 8 just try to put more of a nail in the coffin. The way this interface is, it's like, let's just take what was useful for PCs, a nice user interface for PCs, rip that away and give you this. And it's just like, man, like, he's crazy. But so let's, yeah, and you have to right click and choose that again, and we're back to this. So let's go look at some other things in the desktop. For example, one thing Windows 8 came out was with the new Task Manager. That's also in Windows 10. By far a whole lot better than what was in Windows 7. Yeah, Windows 8 did have some improvements, I have to say. It did have some good things to go for it, such as the Task Manager. And I'm sure I'm not going to mention every single little thing, but that's just one of the things. And Windows 8 was also, see, because I have all these things gone down here, I got to go here or over here. Don't, like as I say, there's a different ways to do things. Let's say Explore. Go to Explore. Now it's like, oh, what was I trying to do? Like it's so easy to forget what you're trying to do because you have to go look for things in Windows 8. That's where one of the many ways that Windows 8 failed. Oh, okay, now I remember the control panel. And a lot of things were still unchanged from Windows 7. For example, let's see. Go to Performance Information and Tools. Windows Experience Index was still there, and you can see, Windows Vista is where the Windows Experience Index for WinStat came out. The score was 1.0 to 5.9. In Windows 7 it was 1.0 to 7.9, and in Windows 8 it's 1.0 to 9.9. And for those who don't know, Windows Experience Index is actually alive in Windows 10. You just don't have this interface here to look at your scores, but it's still in the background, and you can still run it and get a score. Like for example, let me see. I don't have the old classic games reinstalled, but look here, current system score 6.9. See, it's still there in Windows 10. It's just you don't have this interface here to look at every score. You can actually look at your scores. It's a different way of going about it. But anyways, so WinSat is that was Windows Experience Index. Windows 8 was the final operating system to where you could view these scores like this. Windows 8.1, this functionality was taken out. Also, it's like, oh crap! I close out Explore. Now go back here. Now, if you had the icon on your taskbar, you at least had a somewhat quicker way of going about getting to it. Well, I'm gonna love this when I get the tech support scammers on here to try to figure things out. That's gonna be so much fun. Anyways, let's see, control panel. There you are. Also in control, Windows 8, they started making the PC settings app, which of course in Windows 10, it's just simply called settings. But some things were omitted from the control panel in favor of PC settings, and this was done a little more so in Windows 8.1. And of course, Windows Update, which there it is. Windows 8 was very similar to that of Windows 7. And of course, Windows 8.1 is also very similar situation. Unlike Windows 10, where you have little control of how updates get installed. At least back in Windows 8, you could still have decent control over updates and things like that. Anyways, try to remember not to close it out. But let's look at the control panel. Also, let's see. Yeah, backup and restore is not there. I think it's. I can't remember exactly. There it is. Windows 7 file recovery is what it was called in Windows 8, and of course in Windows 10, it's called backup and restore again, but parentheses Windows 7. It says recover copies of your files backed up in Windows 7, but this still works perfectly fine, even for new uses. And if you do a clean install Windows 10, you still get this. I do believe, even if you don't upgrade from Windows 7, I think you still get it. Not 100% certain, but anyways, we're focusing on Windows 8 today, not Windows 10. But let's go back. Now let's go and look at PC settings. Mouse up here, which of course I could have done that from the desktop as well. See, settings. And here's an epic fail. Of course, I was going to mention this later on, but look here. There's no definitive way in Windows 8 to shut down your machine. You could in Windows 8.1 they offered a lot more right-click functionality in this, in your start button, but in Windows 8 you have, in this secret menu, even in Windows 8 you have quick access to programs and features, power options, event viewer, system, device manager, computer management, command prompt administrator, task manager, control panel, file explorer, search, run, desktop. It's like, yeah, we done a crappy job on your user interface, but for you power enthusiasts out there, we'll put a little hidden menu in there for some common administrative, tools and things like that. But yeah. So, anyways, change PC settings, and there we go. PC settings was very, very new at the time of Windows 8, and it didn't really have a whole lot to offer. It was like it wasn't fully complete. You have personalize where you can customize your lock screen, your kitty start screen as I would call it. You can change your account picture. And it's funny is these apps that get installed with Windows 8 and Windows 10 that may not be of any use, like for example on a machine that does not have a webcam. Jeez. What a fail. You can choose apps to run in the background and show quick status notifications even when your screen is locked. Blah, blah, blah. Users, notifications. This is like a tablet or a phone. Search, share, which we'll have to cover search here shortly. You'll like that. See, share, general. Oh, here's where you can set the time zone. It's like, oh, time zone. That's in general. Okay. App switching, spelling, screen, language, available storage. See, view app size. This is like on an Android phone, sorta. It's really tablet or phone geared, I guess you can say. On a machine that you have, like on most computers, your disk space is not going to be too much of a concern when it comes to app storage. I'm like, come on. And of course you have the option to refresh your PC without affecting your files, and the ability to reinstall Windows right from here. In advanced startup, this is in Windows 8 they got rid of what I call the F8 menu. You couldn't simply press F8 and get all your different options for like safe mode and such. You had either one or two situations. Within the OS, you could choose restart now with an advanced startup, or when you go to restart your computer, when you click restart, hold down the shift key, then click restart. And that's another secret way to get into your advanced options. Or if you have a Windows 8 computer that's failing to boot up, after I think the first or second boot attempt, it will go into advanced options. You'll have access to that then. So if you don't want to boot into Windows, just simply cut power to your machine a couple of times while it's trying to boot up, and then bam, you'll have access to it. Not the most practical way of doing things, but they apparently thought it was better that way. And of course, this is the way things still are pretty much. With Windows. In Windows 10, you don't have access to F8 options. It's just you have to go and do it like this way. In privacy, devices. This was pretty new at the time. Ease of access. Sync. And of course, you have to be logged into a Microsoft account to get access to this. Home group and Windows Update. And it's funny, you had Windows Update either in the control panel or in PC settings. It's like you had two, like you had the control panel, you had your PC settings. It was just like it's almost like you had two operating systems in one operating system. You had the tablet phone interface and you had the desktop interface. It's just really, really odd. Yeah. And even the Windows 10 is still that way, but PC settings in Windows 10 has vastly improved. Since these days, like here you can't even configure your display. In Windows 8.1 they did make a lot of improvements to PC settings, but here it was just pretty freaking awful. Yeah. And it's like here we go. Here's the thing that made sense. Yeah. Let's go and open another app. Let's see weather. Here's where you could have multiple apps running. It's like, oh, there's a newer version of weather available. Please choose update to continue. And it opens up the store. So yeah, we'll look at the Windows Store. Why not? This is like Google Play on my phone. It's like, seriously. You see, there's the newer apps like OneDrive and all that good stuff. So we'll let it install. But anyways, as I was saying, in Windows 8, you had the option to run multiple apps in the Metro interface or modern interface, but there was no half and half. It was either had this crammed over here and this really big, or you had this crammed real hard to the left and this real big. Yeah, it's things like that just really make you scratch your head and wonder, how did this get past testing? It's like seriously, how did this get past testing? But anyways, we'll close that out, and that's now full screen. It's like, oh my gosh, we'll let these finish installing and get out of this. Your apps were installed. Oh, goody. Goodbye. So here's another thing that makes you wonder how this got past testing. Let's say, for example, in Windows 7, you could simply type printers in the start menu, and you would get options for printers. In Windows 8, the search is just like, oh, no apps met your search at all. You have to click over here to settings. Oh, yeah, now you have some options, and then yeah, just like really, like why would one have to manually toggle between apps, settings, and files? It's like, come on, like really? It's another thing that got improved in Windows 8.1. Because let's say if you're curious about how Windows 10 deals with it, let's have a look, and we'll do this through the Windows 10 start menu. Printers. Oh, look here, you have options, devices and printers, or printers and scanners, connected device settings. You had all these different options here. You weren't greeted with a result of 0 apps met your search. No crap like that. The search in Windows 8 was an epic fail. It really was. And let's look at Internet Explorer, the Metro Internet Explorer. This will also make you kind of scratch your head. Now, I think this is IE10. So we're technically running an unsupported version of Internet Explorer, but this Internet Explorer was just it made no sense to me. Your address bar is way freaking down here, not up top like it is. Let's say, for example, even on my phone, it's up top. Yeah, but everything was just geared for touch. Let's just say, for example, we'll open Bing. And let's just see, for example, to get tabs, you have to right click. Now keep in mind, this is the same area where you can close out the app, you know. But up here, you get the right click. Oh, new tab. Here's QCompMTDX on YouTube. Oh, okay, you gotta right click. Let's open another tab. Pause that. Anyways, new tab. You just left with a big blank screen. No, like for example in Chrome, when you open up a new tab, you get greeted with, you know, a lot of sites that you were previously at, and you could click from it. Here, you just get a blank screen. It's like, oh, it's like good luck. Okay, but you click, then you get like frequent and favorites. But yeah, this big white blank screen makes no sense to me. So there's Q Computer Channel. I'm just trying to just for example here, open up a bunch of tabs here. Why not? Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's go to Google. Open up the page for QCompMPDX on Facebook, and not now. Right click. Here we go. Here's where things get interesting. We're going to start opening up more tabs. Oh, are you serious? Hang on. Hang on. Let's see. Let's open up Q Computer Company on Facebook. And it seems like this Internet Explorer is not very fast at all. For a better experience on Facebook, switch to our basic site or update your browser. Oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, it might be a good idea. But look here, guys. The more tabs you open, it looks like they just start accumulating in rows and rows and rows. Eventually get to, let's say, in Chrome I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 10, 15, 22 tabs open in just one window. So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 22. I would have enough tabs open to literally just, you know, overfill the screen. Let's keep opening tabs, shall we? I don't mean to bore you guys out too much, but let's just keep opening tabs. Why not? eBay. Come on. Etsy. The site where you can get tons and tons of homemade baked goods from lots of different places. How about Amazon? How about Amazon? Let's just keep opening crap. I want to get at least another row where the tabs open. Go to Newegg. Let's see what. Oh. Like, come on, the Internet Explorer. Oh, now it starts. Wait, hang on. I think it's something else to go to. It's like, what else? What else should I go to? Oh, Yahoo, I guess. Okay, so, come on. Yeah, I tell you, this is absolutely a horrible interface. It's like, okay, I know I have more than 20 tabs open. It's like, okay, but how do I get to the rest of them? It's like, oh man, this is terrible. This is so freaking terrible. Like, man, like I'm looking at, okay, this is, yeah, guys, this is not really user intuitive. Let's just open a straight YouTube tab. Oops, your web browser is no longer supported. No. It's like, man, what's happening to the other tabs? This is ridiculous. Oh, there they are. Oh, jeez. This is, yeah, guys. This is terrible. I'm sorry. I know I spent so much time on just this right here, but I've never really fooled around with this Internet Explorer in Windows 8. I've never really messed with it. And guys, this is terrible. Like, come on, really, Microsoft? You actually released something like that? It's just like, jeez. All right, so yeah, we're already getting the idea that Windows 8 was a total fail in design. Windows 8.1 is a little bit better, but yeah, it just it's just don't really know what to say, to be honest. It's gonna be fun having tech support scammers log into this and try to stumble their way around. Windows 8.1 gives you a few easier options because you have a start button and such, but in Windows the original Windows 8, it's just it's just terrible. It's terrible. I mean, it's like, come on. So I guess we're going to end it here. Oh, one thing I want to mention is in Windows 8 you could get Windows Media Center, but you had to upgrade to the Pro version and then purchase an additional add-on for Media Center. Usually I think you could do it just through the Pro pack. Yeah, it's at least in Windows 8 you actually had an option for Media Center, but in Windows 10 you don't even have the option anymore. But yeah. That's Windows 8, guys. If in case you needed a nice reminder of what the original, what Microsoft's original take on a tablet OS on the PC was. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was a tablet PC. No, I'm sorry, the tablet operating system on the computer, on the regular PC. Yeah, it was just, and it's kind of obvious that it was an epic fail. Also, one thing I want to mention is in Windows 8 was the first version of Windows to have the newer Seago UI font that's been carried on through Windows 8.1 and Windows 10 now. But anyways, we're going to shut this down. And normally you'd think, okay, I just click a simple power button. Oh, but no, they buried it in settings, and it's kind of like in Vista how they, instead of having the power button in the start menu, you had the sleep button by default. But it's like, what gets me is like, why would they have power in settings? I didn't know the power button was actually a setting. Like, really? Come on. Shut down. Good riddance. Yeah, guys, Windows 8 it had a lot left to be desired. It was an improvement. The kernel was, I'd say, an improvement, but yeah, the user interface just ruined it. Yeah, it ruined it. So yeah, guys, how was a look back at Windows 8 and how much of a disaster it was? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, I sure hope you guys enjoyed this video from Q Computer Channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe to Cube Crew channel for more updates, and remember to tick the bell so we actually get notified of these updates. Did you know that I am also on a second channel that's Cube Comp MTDX? Over here you'll find videos of bicycling, weather, elevators, and all sorts of other neat and interesting stuff. Feel free to subscribe to that channel as well. And again, I thank you for your support, and thanks for watching this video.